very quickly at 10 things a person can do to help move themselves forward in whatever situation that they're in. And I very much enjoyed the the logic and the psychology around our discussion, but I also want to include in our session today a little bit of information to keep in the back of our heads about 10 things that help us move in the right direction. Little checklist for the back of the mind, so that we can see if we're going forward. So if that's okay with you, I'd like to give you 10 things to think about. I'm going to call it 10 things to give up. There we go. That's what we'll call it. 10 things to give up. 10 things to stop doing if we want to take steps forward. Okay. Number 1. I'm going to write this into the chat. Number 1 is letting others or other people's decisions control our thoughts. Letting others or other people's decisions control our thoughts. I think we have to be single-minded in what we wish to achieve if we want success. And it's very hard for thoughtful people, and very often compassionate people, to not let other people's thoughts influence their direction, because you want to keep everybody happy. But that's kind of impossible, because sometimes we're going to sacrifice our own happiness if we try to keep everybody else happy. So I think it's important to give up letting other people's opinions control our thoughts. Okay, number 2. We need to give up any shame of failure, any shame related to past experiences that didn't work out, any negativity related to the past. We have to instantly, if that's possible, let it go, because what matters much more than the past is what we do tomorrow. And I think that if we're going to have successful futures, we need to let go of as much of the past as possible and embrace as much of the future as we can, because the moment we decide to make something better, we can actually make it better. Okay. Number 3, we need to give up being indecisive. We need to give up. We need to stop being indecisive. We need to make decisions and live with the consequences, and that's it. You can't succeed without failure. So I don't really think it's anything more than a double-sided coin. There's a coin, on the one side is success, on the other side is failure, and sometimes it's going to land one way, sometimes it's going to land the other way. Obviously, you don't want to fail too many times in a row, but I think success and failure are so intertwined. Sometimes we think something is a failure, and yet it's not. I think in general, in life, if we're successful, dogs knock something over. We're far more successful usually than we believe that we are. I think I'm just putting this one in for myself. We need to give up procrastination. Yeah, there's a couple of things that I've planned to do this week that I haven't done yet, and I can give you 1,001 reasons why I haven't done it, but none of them are really true. I can tell you I don't have enough money. It's not really true. I can tell you I don't have enough time. It's not really true, because it's about values and priorities, and it gets done when it's important to you. Otherwise, it's not. That's it. And that's what's frustrating about what other people do, is that we can't really control other people's value system. Not that we should, but why does he never do it? Isn't it? It's not important to him. That's just it. It's just we're all different. Our history creates a different set of values for us. Um, I'm a great believer that we need to give up choosing to do nothing. I think that action is the only thing that creates change. And a lot of people at some point decide that sometimes the best thing to do is to sit and wait. I think that you can wait, but not passively. I think it's okay to wait as long as you channel your energy into doing something else constructive. Um, and I think that choosing to do nothing is not really a positive option. We need to give up the need to be right. And you cannot discover the truth without a path of positives and negatives. And very often, if you look at it from a religious context, very often those who are most attracted to the light are those who have experienced most darkness in their life. Because if you've been tempted by the devil and survived, then you're in quite a powerful place in your life. So we need to give up the need to be right. This is an obvious one. It's running away from problems, because we need to give up running away from problems because we can't. Because running away from problems is just running away from yourself. And we take ourselves with us wherever we go. So it's always better to face the music sooner rather than later, I think. Each situation is individual, but I think in general it's a good rule for life. We need to give up making excuses. There were so many examples of excuses in our conversation today. As I mentioned earlier, don't overlook the positive. I think that we're more successful than we realize that we are as people. I think that 99 things out of 100 we do right, but it's the one thing we do wrong that we think about a lot. And I think that I think it's wrong to focus on that 1% any more than focusing on the 99%. You know, you might make 100 great meals, but maybe the 101 is a bad meal.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, people want to focus on the bad meal. Why? It's like your example with your husband, yeah. You know, maybe you do something with the plants and you do it right 100 times, and then once you do something which is wrong, and he'll point out the one thing that's wrong, and it's worth sort of pointing out in that kind of situation. Hey, was it right every other time I did it? And try to put it in context. You know, if he's like, why are you doing this with the dog right now? And you're like, well, was it okay when I did it last time? You know, was it always bad? Try to put it all in context. And a lot of times we don't appreciate the moment that we have. So the last thing that we need to give up is not appreciating the moment. We need to appreciate the moments that we have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All of them, the good ones and the bad ones, all connected together. Because I think that, as I said, I think that we have much more positive than negative, and it's well worth focusing on the positive and appreciating all the things that we have. And the main reason for that is that tomorrow is not guaranteed to anybody. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that of anything in life. There's no guarantee I'll be here in 6 months. And so I'm like, I've got to get this done and finished and put it out and get my work out there, because I don't know if it will always be there. So there we go. 10 things we need to give up, and I will put those in my email that I sent to you with notes. It's a lot of information to take in.